Hello everyone and welcome to a Thanksgiving reading vlog. I am so excited. It is Thanksgiving break. Oh my gosh, you have no idea. I am so tired. Work has been just so hard being virtual and all that stuff. So anyway, I'm all virtual again, like our whole school is for the foreseeable future, probably January-ish. Anyway, I am totally done with schoolwork. It is Tuesday night. I have tonight off, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We are going home to see our parents, my parents and my husband's parents, for Thanksgiving, which is about 2 hours away. But we're going to take our dog with us, of course, take Ella. But I'm hoping to get time to read quite a bit. So I want to show you my reading plans. I have maybe a little bit too ambitious plans. What do you guys think? Especially for the fact that, I don't usually get through all these books that I choose to read. So I'm almost done with this book and I'm going to go finish it right now. I've got 100 pages left and it's called Forest of Souls by Lori M. Lee. And I mentioned this book before. I know it's excuse me, it's been on my TBR list, things like that, but it is basically a fantasy that is supposed to be for young adults, but I feel like it's more almost like middle grade. So when I started reading it and I thought it was a young adult fantasy novel, I was like, oh my gosh, this sucks. I'm going to quit. Like I quit all these little young adult books. But the more I started to read it, the more I was like, if I just chill out and think, this is not some like epic high fantasy novel, it's, that I'm used to reading like adult wise. And I'm almost thinking of it more as like a little middle grade, just a little fun romp, then maybe I will like it better. And for some reason I did. That actually worked. So I'm almost done with it. I actually am going to make it through. And I want to show you guys this really cool app too, or tell you about it. I discovered an app literally today called Bookly. And it's free, at least for the, trial, not trial, but like the light version. And the premium version has all the features, but it's, you have to pay like $30 a year. I think it's only like $5 a month though, if you want to try it. But anyway, it's called Bookly, and it turns out you can put in books that you're reading, and then you like time yourself and say, okay, I'm starting reading now. So you do that. Then you not only can time yourself, but you can like, oh my gosh, it's that pregnancy brain, isn't it? You can time yourself. Page count. It keeps track of your page count for you. So if you read like for 20 minutes and you put in that you read 20 pages during that time, it's like, what page are you on now? And you put it in and it's like, hey, if you continue at this pace, then you will finish the book in however long. Like it told me that I would finish this book in 1 hour and 36 minutes. So I was like, okay, thanks. So anyway, I know that I know how much to plan now to read this chunk if I read at the same speed that I had read the rest of the book, that it would take me 1 hour and a half to finish it. So I thought that was really handy. It gives you like stats overall for like the month and stuff. So anyway, I don't know. It looked really cool. I literally just found it today. So go download it and see if it works for you, because so far it's kind of motivated me to read more. And you can get sounds on it too, like ambient sounds. Right now, since I haven't paid for the premium version, all I have is like light rain sound, but I really enjoyed it. I played light rain, which I normally don't play anything when I read, but it was really nice. So I'm going to finish that right now in a minute. I might even start doing book reviews, and I might do a review of it. And then I picked 2 very different books to check out from the public library. Our public library is closed in person right now, but they started a pickup service. So I literally got these picked up like curbside. I just requested it and I got them, so it was pretty cool. So I'll start with this one. I picked this one, Frostheart, which in the UK, it's just called Frostheart, and it has a much prettier cover. Like this cover is just ugly, but this one's called Voyage of the Frostheart. So I was really confused when I found it online, because I was like, well, is this the book, or is the book called Frostheart? I don't know. It turns out this is the US version. But yeah, the cover is like radically different. This one's so much uglier. Anyway, by Jamie Littler. And I don't know anything about it except that one of the channels that I love to watch BookTube on is called JD Ray Reads. And she always talks about what she calls polar fantasy. I'd never heard anybody use the term polar fantasy before. But basically it's like set in the Arctic or cold weather, or has snow stuff, or like something that relates to that you would think of when you think of the word polar. So this was called a polar fantasy, and it's set in the most frozen part of the world, and the main character's name is Ash. So our baby's name is going to be Asher, but we're going to call him Ash for short. So I could not help it but decide that I want to read this book because I want to read something light and fun, and this is like a middle grade book, and I never read middle grade, so And when I do, I usually give up, but it sounds really fun. I mean, it's short. Like, look how many words per page there are, you know, like it's not going to take very long to read. The font's huge, and there's pictures illustrated. I think the author actually illustrated it as well. So I thought I'd read it for fun, just kind of something light. And I wanted something cold and wintry because winter is coming. Winter is coming. Okay. It's like Game of Thrones over here. Speaking of Game of Thrones, this book, I had seen so many people talk about it on BookTube, and I've seen it like in the last, I don't know, like 3 BookTube videos I've watched have mentioned this book, and I'm like, I think the universe is trying to tell me to read it. So it's called Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. You've probably heard of it because apparently it's really popular. It was published in 2019, so it's a very recent novel. It is an adult fantasy, like epic high fantasy novel. What I didn't know, because people always hold it up and I only ever see the cover and I'm like, okay, that's a pretty book, whatever. They always talk about it. They don't show you the side. Look at it. Oh my gosh, it's massive. It's 800 pages. Not that there's not as many words per page as Game of Thrones. I don't know why I always show you guys these things, but like I'll always look at how big it is. And I mean, I like big books for sure, but I like big books and I cannot lie. And like I said, there's not as many words per page, but just kind of knowing how long I'm going to have to take to read it. I don't think I could ever read this over just this Thanksgiving break because I'll be too busy, as per usual. But it's like basically some kind of sort of like a feminist version of Game of Thrones, from what I gather. There's a queendom instead of a kingdom, which, like, oh my gosh, okay, that's just kind of silly, but whatever. It sounds a little Game of Thrones copycat-ish from the description in the front. I mean, there's even a girl across the sea who has trained all her life to be a dragon rider. I'm like, girl across the sea on a different continent who's going to ride a dragon. Sounds a little familiar. So anyway, we'll see how it goes though. I'm going to give it a chance just because so many people have said it is so good. And there's only one of these right now. So I'm glad I don't have to commit to a giant series. I think it's going to be a series, but I mean, at least for now, hey, it's just 800 pages. So I guess the plan is tonight, finish this. Of course, tonight's Tuesday, like I said. Then I have 5 days to alternate between these 2 books, depending on the mood that I'm in. And when I want something lighthearted, I'll read this, and then I'll try this one. I'll give it a shot. If I don't like it, you know, I'm not going to give it as long as I gave Way of Kings, which was like 600 or 700 pages. Like, no, I'm not going to read 700 pages and then decide if I like it. I mean, I'll give it 100, and if I'm kind of intrigued at 100, I'll keep going. And if at 200 I'm not like just super loving it, that's when I'd probably give up. So anyway, we will see, and I will keep you guys updated. Bye. So I'm about to start reading, but I had to show you this baby. Hello, Ella. She's been out and about all day today, and yet all she wanted was to go out again. So she went to Chick-fil-A with us, and they didn't give her anything at the drive-thru, even though she tried to look super cute. Ella, can you say hi? Can you say hi to the camera? She's very smart. She's also very tired, I think, now. I also forgot to mention, you might have seen that in the back of the video and wondered why in the world that was in the back of the video. That's our crib for our baby and the tools to put it together. So yeah, we're about ready to work on that. Just wanted to explain. All right, gonna go read. Bye. Well, hello everyone. It has been a while. I meant to show you all of Thanksgiving and all that good stuff. I think I filmed my video, Tuesday night, just to let you guys know what I was going to be reading over Thanksgiving break, because Thanksgiving break had just started on Tuesday night, and then we had Wednesday through Sunday off. Well, today's Sunday. Yep, I did not vlog at all the entire break. So here we are. So I thought I would just kind of show you what I did read and what I'm about to finish, hopefully. So I did finish reading Forest of Souls, and I don't remember even what I said in the other clip about it, but basically it sounded so cool, and it was not. I wound up giving this, if you saw my recent video where I tried my new tier ranking, or not tier ranking, my new just like ranking, book rating system, I wound up giving this about 2.5 stars. Typically, I think I would not even finish a book if it's under 3 stars. Sometimes I don't even finish 3-star books, but I gave this one 2.5, and I continued reading it because it was just interesting enough. And it's like it was so mindless that you just wanted to keep reading it. Like, that's the best word I could describe probably with this book, is mindless. And you were just like, okay, I guess I'll sit here and read this. And once you started reading, you're just like, well, okay, I guess I'll keep, it was very strange. It's like there was nothing that really kept me reading it. There was nothing interesting happening necessarily, but it just really was a true like escapism book, I guess, is what this is for me. So I read it and I'm shocked I read it, but I think I also read it because it's one of the books I said would be like I said in my mid-year little book tag video that this was one of the books I was the most excited about for the second half of the year. Boy, was I, going to be disappointed from saying that. Anyway, I then started Voyage of the Frostheart, which like I said in the UK is called just Frostheart and has a much prettier cover. And I am getting close to halfway finished. So I've been using that Bookly app and I'm totally going to make a video about it. I keep telling you about this app, but basically Bookly tells me that I have to read an hour and 16 minutes of this a day to finish it by Tuesday night, which is when I want to finish it so that I can put it in I'm going to put it in my November wrap up video on Wednesday. So I've got tonight, tomorrow night, and Tuesday night to finish reading this. So I just have to read an hour, basically just a little over an hour a day for 3 days, and I'll get this thing done. So surely I can find time to read an hour, right? And yet here I am making more videos. So far being a middle school book, middle grade book, this is actually pretty interesting. I did not think that a middle grade book could really hook me, but it does. And one thing I actually am shocked I enjoy is the illustrations. So I normally, I'm not really a huge fan of graphic novels or anything or things with pictures, but surprisingly this book, I'm kind of enjoying having the pictures to go along with it. It's almost like I'm watching a movie, and I guess where it is kind of I don't know, like this could be like a Disney movie or something. Like it totally sounds like a Disney movie. Parts of it even remind me of like, I don't know, Frozen or something. I don't know. It's like, oh, kid gets banished and goes on journey, So yeah, basically this book, I did not realize it doesn't even say this on the back. So I hope it's not a spoiler, but I really don't think it is. It turns out this kid is like musical. He's called like a song weaver, and in their society, which sounds rather post-apocalyptic, actually. They keep talking about what happened in like the before times. And I think that was our time. And this is set in some kind of really weird future. Anyway, so he's in this like Arctic society, and he has this ability to sing songs and control these monsters. And so normally people think that these song weavers are bad because they can send monsters after people, and they can I don't know, like control human minds even, and all this stuff. And because there's other things besides humans in this book. And in fact, his mentor is this Yeti guy. He's actually a Yeti, which is cool. And so he finds out he's a song weaver. He sings a song. His village banishes him basically, and he joins this crew of ragtag, kind of like pirates, except they're on a sleigh. It's like a ship. It looks like a pirate ship, but it's totally a sleigh. And that's kind of cool. And there's some cool characters on the ship. I haven't got to meet all of them so far. I've vaguely just met this dude who looks really cool. And yeah, I mean, he's got a skull or something in his hand. How cool does that look? So anyway, he's going to go on this adventure with them. Mostly he's trying to find his parents because they disappeared, and he knows that they are called Pathfinders, and that's what this crew of people is that he joined. And he knows that there is a song that he remembers part of that, like, it's basically a clue to finding his parents. So he is going to join them and hope to find his parents. And that's basically where I'm at right now. It's not been anything too shocking. It pretty much is kind of like Forest of Souls, where it's kind of just what the back of the book says. The singing part was the only surprise, really, honestly, the song weaver thing. So I'm hoping it goes somewhere a little bit more unique and surprises me beyond what it even said in the back. So we're going to finish this one. Then I promise I am going to read Priory, the Orange Tree, and that'll be the big book I read in December. So later I will show you the nursery, because we did get most of it finished. All we have left is the bookshelf and, of course, some of the decorations and the mattress to put in there, and they're all coming this week. But the rest of the furniture is done and put together, so my husband did a very good job with that. He put it all together, and I will show you soon. All right, bye for now. Okay, so real quick, I did have to show you my scene that I'm watching while I read. Look at this. Oh my gosh. It was called like Winter Blizzard something. There's like crackling sounds basically from the fire, and can you hear that? Here, let me turn it up. Is that not awesome? And there's 8 hours of this. Look at that, 8 hours and 5 minutes. That's the name of it. Cozy Winter Hut. Just added 4 weeks ago. Okay, so I'm gonna go sit by my Cozy Winter Hut, which actually it's about to snow here tomorrow, which is crazy because it's been pretty warm and it's gonna snow. And here's my book. So let's actually get to it. I really am gonna start reading now, I promise. So random quick update, I just had to show you the snow. I know it doesn't look like much, but oh my gosh, it's actually snowing. That's crazy. It's just barely after Thanksgiving. There's our deck out here. Now, earlier this morning, all these trees were also covered in snow and it looked really pretty, but look, it's actually snowing as we speak. It's been snowing all day. I think we would have actually had a snow day today if we had been in school, but we're all virtual now anyway. So anyway, I just had to show you because I thought it was really cool, and I will give you a reading update here shortly. Okay, so I just had to show you the nursery because we finally got everything in here. So we still need some decorations like on that wall and maybe that wall, and maybe right here when you first walk in. But there's the mural and the crib. So it's called limestone, this color. It's really pretty. It's kind of it looks a little bit different in the video, but it's like a grayish, greenish, tannish color. It's like a little bit of every color. It's really cool. We're waiting on the mattress. It's supposed to be here soon. So this is a blanket that my husband's uncle made us. He crochets. I'm gonna try to spread it out here for you. Hang on just a second. So how cool is this blanket? So this thing is crazy. It has so much detail in it. As you can see, it's of course Harry Potter themed. It's got the houses on it, but then it has symbols like the Deathly Hallows, a lightning bolt. In the middle, it says Hogwarts. We've got the Sword of Gryffindor, glasses, the letter that he gets, the snitch. What is that? That I'm actually not sure. Oh, Time Turner. I think this is the Time Turner. Yeah. And then Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, and another lightning bolt. So this thing is so cool. I can't believe somebody made this for us. It took 6 months off and on. He was a teacher, so I assume he had a little bit of time at home being virtual to get this done, but I can't believe it. 6 months. This is like the coolest gift anyone has ever given me. He must have started on it the day that he found out that we were having the baby. So anyway, super, super awesome. Oh, look at that. It even kind of looks like a rug. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna leave it on the floor as a rug. Look at that. How cool. Anyway, changing table. We're gonna get a little pad thing for the top. We're not gonna talk about how my husband accidentally drilled 4 holes in it when he was installing it. I was not supervising him and this happened. He used the wrong screws, and the company that made this is like really awesome though, and they're sending us a new top piece to fix that. But of course there'll be a changing pad thingy there anyway. This rocking chair, my dad has 40 hours in this thing. It was my rocking chair when I was little, and it was actually, I believe it was my great-grandfather's. So this chair is super, super old. My dad took this entire thing apart and redid it, and now the colors in it match the furniture and they match the mural pretty well, which is funny because he had no idea that this is what, these were the colors at the time that he made this. We also stole the lamp from our living room. And then over here we have our bookcase, because of course he has to have a bookcase. And his name's Asher, by the way. I think I've told you his name's Asher. We're gonna call him Ash for short. So this is Ash's bookcase, and we're gonna take this and put it on top of this once you take off the changing table part. So that's exciting. So the theme is definitely kind of like magical in here with the Harry Potter stuff, but also we have our Sorcerer Mickey. We have a giant Sorcerer Mickey hat that is currently on our Christmas tree downstairs as the topper. We have this, which is so cool. Let me show you. And then of course, it is an actual snow globe. There we go. Is that not the coolest thing ever? It might have been pretty expensive, but we had to have it. So, it's definitely for the baby and not for me. No. And so you can make it have sound or no sound. And yeah, so we're going to put his first books here for sure. And he's also got a little nightstand over here. He will eventually have, we have ordered a cool little Mickey lamp that I'll show you sometime to put here. And so that is the grand tour of the nursery so far. I do like that sort of as a rug. I'm going to leave that there. All right, I will give you my last reading update here momentarily. And this is the end of the vlog, and I just want to wrap up the book that I read. Also, I'm in a really weird sitting position. I don't know if you can see me, but oh my goodness, I've hurt myself, and now my hips are just messed up, and apparently they're going to be that way until the baby's born. I'm hobbling. I can't even really walk very well. It's really sad, but hey, I can still do the elliptical. That actually was okay. So anyway, I went to the chiropractor today, and we're gonna see how it goes. Anyway, so while I'm sitting down here on the floor in pain, usually sitting doesn't hurt it, but man, I'm trying to figure out, I can't sit with my legs crossed. Oh gosh. Okay, so Voyage of the Frost Heart. I finished it just now. It didn't take me very long. I used the Bookly app, and I'm gonna have a whole video about that app, but man, is that handy. Oh, and the baby is he's just going nuts in here, guys. I guess because I finally sat down. Anyway, so I finished it. I used the Bookly app. It tells me how long I have to read each day to finish it whenever I want to finish it. And I put that I wanted to have this done by today. Today's Tuesday, December 1st. I really wanted it done yesterday, but I didn't get time. So I was like, okay, I want it done by today so that tomorrow when I film my wrap up video, I'll have it ready. And it told me, here's how long you need to read per day. It was like, you need to read 52 minutes a day to finish this book based on your current reading speed. So that's what I did. It was very handy. I got it done. There were a lot of pictures, and it's middle grade, so it was very, very fast. My average reading speed on it was like 83 pages per hour, but most of the time I was averaging towards the end like a lot more than that, because I feel like I've realized this. I read the first half of books a lot slower. I don't know, does anybody else do that? But like, or at least the first bit of it, because you got to get into it. You got to learn the world. You got to learn the characters. You got to learn the writing style of the author. And I feel like that takes me some time. But then once I get into it, I can fly through the second half. I'm like, boom, 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 boom. So I'm hoping that that's what will happen with the next book I read, Priory the Orange Tree. But we'll see, because that book is big. It is 800 pages, and it looks like it's not going to be so fast to read. Anyway, I rated this book on Callpile, and I will talk about it more in my wrap-up video, but I want to go and tell you what my ratings were for this. I gave this book a 6 for characters, because I thought that it was, the characters were fine. They're just not super interesting, and 6 is like the top end of being mediocre. For atmosphere, I gave it a 6. Once again, just mediocre. Pretty much everything's a 6. Spoiler alert. Writing style, 6. Yeah, I'm sure it was good writing for middle school. It just wasn't for me. I didn't really care. It didn't intrigue me. Plot, 6. I kind of saw where it was going, but it was cool. Intrigue, 5, because that was probably the one that was the lowest out of all these. I wasn't super intrigued. Logic, I gave it a 6. I guess technically I should have scored higher in logic, because there weren't really any logical fallacies or anything in this. Everything made sense. There were no plot holes, but I just didn't care. I didn't even care about the logic, right? It was fine. It was just there. And then enjoyment or entertainment, I put 6. So averaged all together, it gave me a score of 41 divided by 7 is 5.85 or 5.86, which is exactly in the middle of 3 stars. And I thought that I'd probably give this book like 3.5, but it turned out to be completely middle of the road 3 stars, which is probably pretty accurate. Now, if you were, a middle schooler, you'd probably really like this book, or even less. I know it's called middle school, but I think, you could read this to an elementary school kid and they would really enjoy it. It sounds like a Disney movie to me, honestly. It was very Disney-ish. Like, I don't know, the whole plot of it was like, oh, my dog is licking the wall. That's how bored she is. She's right over here off camera there. Can you hear that? Oh, she's licking the wall. What, Ella, what is wrong with you? You're so weird. Anyway, so, yeah, it kind of reminds me of, what's that, the new Disney movie that just came out? I'll have to look it up before I film the wrap up. But the new Disney movie that just came out pretty recently, where the 2 brothers have to go on the journey, and their dad is like just a pair of legs, and he died, and they're trying to like bring him back. And anyway, they have to go on a journey, and they run into obstacles and all that. This is very similar, kind of like a hero's journey type scenario, that they go through all the same stages of the cycle. But it does leave off with a big cliffhanger, and I know that there is a sequel. I don't know if I'll read the sequel. If I did, maybe I'll do it next year in December, just to give me another, kind of Christmassy book, or wintry book to read. It did put me in the winter spirit, so that was exciting. But I'm ready to get back into some adult fantasy now. So I'm going to start Priory of the Orange Tree tonight. It's big, and we're going to see how it goes. One of my booktubers, all she talks about right now is this book called Legendborn. I'll tell you more about it later, but I'm really like, oh man, I want to read that book because she talks about it all the time. But Priory of the Orange Tree, I have it from the library and I only have it for so long. So I don't know, I feel like I should probably just try it and see what happens. But anyway, thank you for watching this entire reading vlog. I'm going to be posting videos regularly on Wednesdays and Sundays, and then vlogs and random other videos on random other days. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.